Looks like the cost of AAA gaming continues to spiral out of control. This is a cow's opinion catchphrase. We don't have it, but we do have the latest, greatest, and sometimes what in the hell are they thinking news coming out today. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe both for Let's Plays, the occasional how-to video, and a cow's opinion where we go over the news, because Jordan Midler here at Video Games Chronicle posted today that recent court documents have revealed that Call of Duty costs up to $700 million a game. That is not a misprint. So according to GameFile, the court documents recently were published because of court filings. The development figures for Black Ops 3, the Modern Warfare remake in 2019, and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So, in a court filing by Patrick Kelly, who is Activision's current head of creative on the Call of Duty franchise, Black Ops 3, and I quote, Treyarch developed the game over 3 years with a creative team of hundreds and invested $450 million. You think that's a lot of money? The Modern Warfare remake of the 2007 Infinity Ward developed the game over several years and has spent $640 million in development costs throughout the game's lifecycle. And more recently, for Black Ops Cold War, Treyarch and Raven Software took years to develop the dang game. It's the game, with a team of hundreds of creators, and ultimately spent $700 million. Now, for comparison, the article notates that Sony's premier single-player franchise, The Last of Us Part 2, was $220 million, and it was seen at the time as the most significant game budget. But it turns out there were other games spending way more, we just didn't know. But it's worth noting that while The Last of Us 2 was a single-player experience with nothing in the way of ongoing content or post-release opportunities to monetize, which, FYI, people were not necessarily happy about, budgets cited for the development of these Call of Duty titles include the post-launch support and new content. Now, one of the people from Sony about The Last of Us Part 2, Sean Layden, has been coming out against the ballooning video game developments and says they are unsustainable, and he's not wrong. The former executive, who currently advises companies such as Tencent, believes that by encouraging the creations of smaller-scale games, platform holders can alleviate the budget and team size issues currently facing AAA gaming. Game budgets are not going to remain in the triple-digit millions, he said last year. Let's say $20 million. With the current level of gaming development skill, it's gotten higher than it was 10 years ago. We have a talent pool that we can reach into with the right budget and lean into it for the variety. So, what is the cow's opinion? Well, he's not, even though he's working for a terrible Chinese company, he's not wrong. Gaming has gotten super expensive. The Quad A development of Skull and Bones, which was 10 years, like $600 million-ish or more, these are unsustainable amounts of money to pay. Call of Duty can get away with this because it is currently the big first-person shooter that gets released every year. But at some point, someone else is going to knock them down a couple of pegs. And then it's only a matter of time before this can't be done. $700 million for one game is a lot of money. And I understand that they make billions. But you just need one failure and this entire business model comes crashing down. I recently read the entirety of the book Play Nice, which was about the rise, fall, and acquisition of Blizzard Entertainment by Microsoft. And Activision is just, they do this. This was their whole business model. Once a game works, they turn it into a franchise. They pump out the content until it's done, and then they leave the IP carcass on the floor, never to be touched again. It was Bobby Kotick's entire thing, and he would guilt people by saying, you guys aren't coming through for your players by not releasing annual content. But games don't need... Look, I really want the next Super Robot Wars, but you don't need a yearly release every year. In fact, it behooves you to not do that so that first your development teams can rest, but second of all, that's really expensive and hard to do, and you're not going to be able to do it forever. So, yeah, this is just more... We've looked at how the last year and a half, AAA gaming was poor writing, poor decision-making, bad management, and terribly buggy games released. And honestly, Call of Duty has been riding high ever since the original Modern Warfare back in like 2009 or 7, was it? It was right here in the 2007. It's been a long time since Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original, came out. And it stole everybody's hearts. And we're getting to be 20 years since Call of Duty just planted itself as Super King Big Nuts over the top of the first-person shooter genre. But at some point, somebody else is going to challenge for that. And even if they don't outsell Call of Duty, they will take some of the sales. And when that happens, is $700 million in 3 years sustainable? It might not be. But you know what? You can always let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you agree with this? Were you shocked to know that was $700 million? Remember, Call of Duty games last years, which is another reason why I think it's dumb that they do annual releases, because people are still playing 3, 4, 5 years ago their favorite Call of Duty online because they like that one. You don't need an annual release. But it prints money, and again, Activision just wants to ride it into the ground. The only good thing about being bought out by Microsoft is that Blizzard can now just say it's ready when it's ready. Maybe we'll get back to that Blizzard quality, but let me know what you think, if you like this update, if you agree or disagree, and why. And as always, you know what else you can do? You can play more games. Games are awesome. Call of Duty is pretty damn expensive, but you deserve awesome. And I'll see you next time. I can't even comprehend. $700 million. How many blockbuster movies does that pay for? That's a lot of money.